And that's the big thing.
They said we had others deployed tear gas. There's the motherfucking armored vehicle right there, son. The motherfuckers jump out the back of that some bitch. And they come out blasting with the goddamn the big ass metal can guns and shoot the tear gas out. Or they got the ballistic fucking guns. Some of them they don't give a fuck. They're sharing
more information, and we're gonna get some updates from them regarding how many people may have been arrested or how many officers may be injured.
This is my report of the day.
Information with you guys, but
smoke some weed.
Fuck them up! Meet me at the apartment!
Meet me at the apartment! Means to try to get people out of the road like that tear gas. So you can see right now we have, if you look straight ahead, that Columbus Division of Police SWAT vehicle. We've seen those across the area. We've seen a horse mounted unit across the area. Someone just threw some sort of device and took off. So we're trying to show you live.
He said some sort of device. He stole it from the officer.
Their message across. They really want to have their voices heard. And we heard from some city leaders today. They believe that we're seeing pain playing out on our streets. So a different night here. It's a very different night than Thursday, where we saw things very centralized. Now people kind of all across downtown Columbus. Now we can't be everywhere. I have not spotted any outward violence at this point. But we will certainly keep you updated. I did see what appeared to be some people being taken into custody earlier today. So stay tuned. We will keep tracking the situation here in downtown Columbus.
Haley, thank you. Now, as we've heard from leaders over the last couple of days, what we are hearing from protesters is hurt, is pain. When you don't feel like you are being heard, you get louder and you get louder. And now tensions have boiled over, and here we are tonight. We also want to continue our team coverage with Alan Henry joining us from a different vantage point in downtown to show us what's happening tonight. Alan, are you also hearing police working to disperse the crowd? I mean, things really seem to be ramping up as far as these instructions from police at this point.
Look at his face.
Yes, Station.
Yes.
Oh, look at that boy. A variety of those crowd dispersal.
Did Mama make them cheeks off for you?
Or even these wooden pellets here.
Wooden pellets? You're shooting wood at niggas. Fucking ballistic bullet.
Protesters, they've been firing wooden pellets just like this one, and we've seen a lot of people walking here with welts on their legs, on their arms.
That's what I'm talking about. The big ass cannon guns. Them motherfuckers ain't no joke, dude. They hurt.
Here outside the State House, there's another line of Columbus police.
But they're shooting wood out. It's not a beanbag or like a little ballistic bullet beanbag.
They have those loudspeakers that they've been making that announcement, ordering the protesters or anybody in the vicinity to leave the area, declaring an emergency and telling them that if they don't, those crowd dispersal methods will be used. Just 2 hours ago, there were hundreds of people outside of City Hall now, and it seems that these dispersal methods from where we're standing have been working. I haven't seen crowds together as large as they were about 2 hours ago, but there are still pockets from what we're seeing of maybe 10, 20, 30 people on street corners, and occasionally from those smaller groups, there will be a couple water bottles still thrown at police. And after 5, 10, 15 minutes, the pepper spray will come back and respond to that, or tear gas canisters, or the pepper spray, or even those wooden pellets like I just showed you. So right now we're outside the State House. The helicopters are also keeping an eye on things. But I don't want to tempt fate here as I say this, but from where at least I'm standing, things seem to have calmed down a bit from where it was not even just half an hour ago. But it's hard telling what's happening on other street corners, other blocks here across Columbus tonight, whether these crowds have dispersed or died down, or if they just moved on to another location and we haven't been able to find them. But for right now, we haven't heard any of those pops, those tear gases and those screams.
We got a gas mask.
The sirens
that's military grade too.
So I don't want to give the all clear or anything like that, but
I said, I've been having this motherfucker for a minute. I've been waiting for the bitch to break it out.
The latest information.
He ain't waiting for that bitch.
Right now we're outside the State House and City Back Station.
Alan, quick question. Are people dispersing at this point as things seem to be quieting down?
From what I I've seen,
Broad
a lot
Street?
of the people I've seen so far are mostly spectators.
I bet you that's on Broad
This nigga
and
look like
High.
he's about to eat the camera for a
Run
second.
past or the obscenities at the police. Like I said earlier, there a couple water bottles will come out of the corners here, but for the most part, people seem to just be watching or taking in what's happening or just holding up their signs quietly. There are a few bad actors, like I just mentioned, but for the most part, from what we've seen, compared to just 20, 30, 40 minutes ago, things have gotten quieter. There haven't been those loud pops of tear gas or screams or the rush of people, crowds of people moving through these streets like we saw earlier tonight. So things seem calmer, but that's just from where I'm standing. I don't want to speak for all of the streets here in Columbus tonight.
Alan Henry live for us as our team coverage continues. Thank you, Alan. It's not just in Columbus tonight. Cities across the country. Protesters are speaking out, making their voices heard. Protests over the death of George Floyd. We want to take you back out live now to Minneapolis, where a fourth night of demonstrations is underway. The fired police officer, who you remember, of course, was seen with his knee on Floyd's neck, has been arrested, charged with murder and manslaughter. You can see vehicles on fire here. Earlier this evening, we saw protesters marching on I-35 there in Minneapolis, blocking the roads. Again, a fourth night of unrest in Minneapolis. And we're following breaking news from around the country tonight. Hundreds have taken to the streets in Atlanta, just like here in Central Ohio, again, to protest the death of George Floyd. Tonight, a police cruiser has been set on fire. Police say one officer was pushed to the ground. At least 3 people have been arrested. And the mayor there in Atlanta, along with a couple of rappers, well-known rappers, held a press conference earlier tonight urging people to go home. We continue to follow what's happening across the country. Black Lives Matter, I Can't Breathe, George Floyd. Those are the cries tonight across the country and right here in Columbus. And protesters are making their voices heard tonight. We continue to follow the very latest developments here and across the country. And we also continue to follow the very latest developments of what's happening in your forecast. Marshall McPeak joining us.